All right, you guys, this is our first team call of 2018, and we are so excited. We had an incredible 2017. There were so many things that happened, so many babies that were born, and so many new faces to our team and into our challenge groups, and just some really, really cool things were happening. And I can tell that 2018 is going to be even bigger for us. We are going to have more people on this call. I predict the last call of 2008 than we have tonight, even though tonight may be like close to one of our records. And I also predict that we're going to have a bigger challenge group at the end of the year than we did this year. And so many more lives are going to be impacted and changed because of you guys and because of this team. And I'm just really excited. I kind of feel like I was telling some of the leaders a while back, like, I feel like I'm starting at the beginning again. Like, and Logan may be feeling some of this now too. I know Lindsay may have been there, but like, I started on my postpartum journey with Weston. And now that I'm, I had my fit pregnancy, even though I gained more weight than I did with the others, but, I did get to work out, so I'm not complaining because there are several of you guys that did not get to. But anyway, I feel like I'm like not back at square one, but it's like this was my journey, like postpartum journey. This is me, and I feel like I'm starting all over. And I struggled there for a little bit, you guys. Like, I'm not very good at controlling the controllable. As Logan, talked about in her post maybe yesterday, and not that I ever imagined like leaving this, but it was really hard for a little while, just to be honest with you guys. But something happened, and I decided to get over my damn self and keep doing what I'm doing, because we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me doing this 2.5 years ago. And I'm not going to stop here, because there are so many more people that are going to be here in 2.5 years from now, because I didn't give up and because you guys didn't give up. So our motto for this year for our team is going to be failing big. And I know this sounds really funny and it sounds maybe scary. I posted a YouTube video by Denzel Washington, which is where the idea came from. Summer is the one who watched it and sent it to us, but I love Denzel, first off. Second off, we sometimes put ourselves in this box of what kind of our life should look like, or what, where I should be, because now I'm 30, almost 32 years old, and this is just what it should be. And when my kids are in school, I'm going to go work from 8 to 5. And whenever, I've had 3 kids, so this is just what my body's going to look like, or whatever it is. We put ourselves kind of in this box, and we might set a goal that goes to like this corner of the box, but not outside of it, or this corner, push ourselves a little bit. But to really see those big changes and see these amazing things that can happen in your life, we've got to go outside the box. We've got to plan to fail big, because the more opportunities that we put ourselves in, even though we might fail, and believe me, you guys, like, I don't like doing that. I like to do things that I know that I can be successful at, or that I can win at. I'm a little bit of a competitive person, as long as I can win. But so I get it. Like, it's super scary, but the more opportunities we put ourselves in to fail, the more opportunities we're going to have to succeed. And that is what I want us to focus on this year. You guys, this business is not easy. It's not. We are putting one of our most vulnerable aspects of our lives out there for everybody to see, everybody to judge, everybody to feel like they have a part in it, everybody to feel like they have a say in whether you're doing it right. And it's scary. And I'm such a people pleaser. I don't know if we have anybody else on here that's like that. Don't like to make people upset. We don't like to, rock the boat too much. Like, I totally get it. But because we are being vulnerable and because we are sharing this journey with other people, we're not only changing our health and fitness, our lives, our marriages, our parenting, our kids, our family, our households, we're changing the lives of a lot of others too. Just like he said in that speech, like, don't box yourself in thinking this is all about you, because it's so far beyond that. And it's so far beyond it being about your husband or your kids. It's about the 2,000 people that we know and the 2,000 people that they know. And I don't know, I'm really excited for 2018. And I'm excited to see us continue to grow, and I'm excited to fail big, even though I don't want to fail, but I'm going to, like Leslie said, what was your quote you said? Because I think I really butchered it in my post that I wrote, but like, shoot for the moon and you might land on a star. Was that it?
That was Jordan's.
Jordan? Okay, well, one of you fabulous ladies. I loved it because that's the thing, you guys. So maybe your goal is right here. Like, that's what you'd really like. That's what you'd be happy with. Well, let's shoot for like here. And if you fail, you're going to land somewhere in here, which is still going to be pretty flipping awesome, right, you guys? So Leslie's going to talk to us about creating goals that kind of make you sick, make you want to puke. And I want you guys to really think about this. She's going to give you guys a call to action, but I'm going to kind of add to it. I want you guys to think about setting goals personally, for your personal life, for your fitness, for your business, and really think about failing big in all of them, because with failing big is going to come really big success as well. So I'm going to pass it over to Leslie, and she's going to talk to us about creating goals. Or do you want to finish with that? Do you want to finish the call with that?
It doesn't matter.
What? You go ahead, since we're already talking about goals. Do that, okay. And then we'll kind of end it with like our monthly plan and strategy.
Okay, sure. So first of all, just raise your hands real quick. How many of you guys got to listen to Jeff Hill's wake up call? Anybody? Nobody? Okay, so if you haven't yet, I highly recommend that you guys go and listen to it. Those calls are just really important that you guys make the time to listen to them. First of all, it's super easy to make time for them because they're pretty short, and you can listen to them in the car, you can listen to them in the shower. And actually, this year they're going to start putting them on Facebook and on Team Beachbody, so you can see them behind the scenes. So it's going to add a little more fun to them too. So you won't just hear their voices, you get to see them too. So that'll be kind of fun. But he's Renee and I got to see him in person, and he's pretty cool. And one of my favorite parts of the call that I really, really loved was that he asked us as coaches this beginning of the year to pause. And I thought that was interesting because, so often as coaches we're asked to go press play, right? But yesterday he asked us to pause. So I want you guys to do that for me right now, okay? So whether you close your eyes or you take a second and you just pause for a second, okay? I want you to take a second and pause with me and imagine yourself on January 1st, 2019, okay? How does your life look? Where are you in your health and fitness journey? Who are you surrounded by? Who are you spending your time with? Where do you live? Are you more financially secure? Where are you at in your business? Are things looking different in your life? Or is it just a Groundhog Day rerun of every New Year's for the last couple New Year's before? Okay, I want you to open your eyes, and you don't have to share what you saw. Only you guys know if you really envisioned yourself being more successful, more healthy, more happy, and more fulfilled in the next year. But whether you did or you didn't, you have to figure out what you want this year. And you guys, this is really about you. And I know, like Haley has a point, you know, that it is about your family and it is about the people that we affect. But before that, it's about you. And you have to figure out what you want this year. And it's about finding what you really want. And so we have to set scary goals. And, you know, I'm going to be honest with you, setting those goals is kind of embarrassing sometimes because, you know, we're not there yet. And that's kind of embarrassing. You know, in November, I set a really scary goal the second week of November. And the first person I told was Logan. And I told her that I wanted to get my husband a diamond by Thanksgiving because I wanted to end the year as a 2-star diamond. And you guys, I had 2 coaches under him. So that was a big, fat, scary goal. I had two coaches under him, so I needed to sign up 12 coaches in 14 days. And that goal, saying that out loud, it made me want to puke. I didn't even want to tell Haley and Renee and Jordan or anybody because it sounded so asinine that I couldn't even say it out loud. Because sometimes saying our scary goals out loud, you think people are going to laugh at you and you don't believe in yourself. But somewhere deep down inside you, you still have that desire for it, right? And it's planted in there and you can feel it. So you have to act before you talk yourself out of it. I could literally hear this voice saying, "Who in the hell do you think you are? Who in the hell do you think you are? Getting your husband a diamond in 2 weeks? What makes you think you are capable of that? That is impossible." And one thing I have learned is that fear is a chihuahua that sounds like a Doberman, you guys. Okay? Fear is a chihuahua that sounds like a Doberman, okay? It sounds way more intimidating than it is. I was reading, I always script the name. What is it called? The 5, what's the name of the book? Somebody unmute.
5-second rule.
Thank you. I always script the name of the book. I always want to call it 5 Seconds of Courage because the movie, you know what I mean? The 30 Seconds of Courage book. Okay. I was reading that book, which I highly recommend because that book changed my life. Okay. So if you haven't read the book, please read that book. She talks about daily action, and that's what I was focused on. That's all I could focus on. I could focus on that 24 hours in front of me. And I did it, you guys. I signed up 12 coaches in 14 days. It wasn't easy, and it shocked the hell out of me. And when I reached it, I literally called Logan crying. And it created this belief in me. Go out there, baby. And when something like that happens, it's contagious. Okay? When you set a scary goal and you reach it, it's contagious. 2 of my challengers reached out to me that week saying they're ready to start their own coaching journey. Coaches that I didn't even know reached out to me asking me what my secret was. But there's no secret, you guys. Logan had been trying to tell me for 1.5 years what the flipping secret was. What's the secret? Consistency. It was hard work. It was daily action. There was no flipping rocket science to it. And these principles of success apply to everyone. You guys are all capable of it. How many times have you guys heard Logan go live and say, "I'm not someone tell me yesterday that coaching shit just comes natural to you. I could, the reason you're so successful with Beachbody is it just comes natural to you. Just like photography comes natural to you. And you know what? That's insulting. Because it doesn't come natural to me. None of this comes natural to me. And I know Logan and Renee and Haley and Jordan, any successful leader on this team will agree with me. It doesn't come natural. It's hard, like Haley said. We didn't believe in ourselves when we started. I had the lowest self-esteem. Renee used to have to talk to me about positive self-talk every single flipping day, you guys. It was super uncomfortable to share my journey. I was 50 pounds overweight. Sharing my pain and being vulnerable and inviting others to join me, I wanted to throw up all the time, and people told me no every single freaking day. But I kept inviting. I fell on my face a lot, and I got back up. It chokes me up even saying it because I kept getting back up. I read a shit ton of personal development. I worked on myself. I watched YouTube videos after YouTube videos, and I put them into action. I was hungry, and I was coachable, and there was nothing natural about it. Okay, so while we're on the subject of vulnerability, a lot of you, most of you, are getting ready to do 80-day obsession. You guys have the most incredible opportunity in front of you. You have the most incredible opportunity to share your journey with so many people who are going to be watching you. Do you know how many people are going to be watching you? When you set your goals, I want you to keep that in mind. And I highly encourage you to set the goals in mind to share everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And don't overthink this, you guys. When I was in the hospital with gastritis, I looked 9 months pregnant, and I messaged Logan and said, I don't know if I should share this. What if people blame my Shakeology on, and think, oh gosh, she has gastritis and it must be her Shakeology. And Logan said to me, always err on the side of vulnerability. And she was right. I hit SC10 that month because people want real. They don't want fake, right? They want real. Isn't that what you guys want? Isn't that what attracted you to join this company? Is because it was different, because it was real, because someone wasn't trying to sell you? So always err on the side of vulnerability. Every time you post that sweaty selfie, share a story. Become a professional storyteller. That is how you are going to find your people. And with 80-day, if you take this seriously, you have a chance to have a transformation of a lifetime. We all do. We are always, I know I say this all the time, Beachbody success stories in the making. But this is the opportunity of a lifetime to be a Beachbody success story in the making. So when you go take your before photos, don't just take them up against a wall. Take them in a swimsuit. Take them in front of your mirror. Take them in underwear that you don't think you will ever post on the internet. Take them in clothes. Take them in a mini skirt, whatever. I don't care. Take a lot of photos. Prepare to have the transformation of a lifetime, okay? This has the ability to literally change so many lives, and your story needs to be heard. Just imagine if all of us go out and share our story vulnerably, all of us right here. Like Haley said, if we all know 2,000 people and all those people know 2,000 people, how many lives could we impact? How many lives, you guys? That's insane. So let's agree right now to throw our excuses out the window. And we're going to set some big, fat, scary goals and agree that we are going to aim to fail big. Like Haley says, I freaking love that. And why do I love that? Because the Leslie of a year and a half ago would have ran if somebody said that. And now that gets me so freaking excited. That gets me so freaking excited, you guys. The idea of setting a big, fat, scary goal that it's not a matter of if I'll reach it, it's when I'll reach it. That gets me so freaking excited. So I'm challenging you to set by Saturday 2 business goals, 2 personal goals, and 2 physical goals for 2018. That's not very many goals, okay? This is your permission for a fresh start. I don't care how many times you've fallen. I wish that I could take you guys back and show you how many times I fell. I wish I could show you. I wish so much. Like every time I have one of my girls message me and say, I quit, I suck, I'm a failure. Mel Robbins quote says, the only thing standing between you and your goal is the bullshit story you keep telling yourself. What BS stories was I telling myself? My transformation wasn't good enough. I'm not a hard enough worker. People don't like me. I don't have enough followers. I'm a failure. I quit everything. I don't have enough time. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. I didn't think I was able. People always told me that I wasn't good enough. Turns out they were wrong. Turns out I was wrong. That's why I wear the tank, prove them wrong. Now I know I am capable, and I'm capable of that every single month. So tonight, as you start to think about your goals, don't let your own BS stories get in the way. Because those desires, your own desires, were planted in your heart for a reason. Okay? And you get to decide if you go after them. And we want to help you. You have the most amazing team to help you go after them. All right? All right, that's all I got, Haley.
Mic drop. I love it. I love Leslie's passion, just like Leah said, and it just gets me fired up even more. Okay, hope you guys wrote that down. 2 business goals, 2 personal goals, 2 physical goals by Saturday. Are they posting them in the team page or sending them to coach?
I'll do a post.
Okay.
Haley and the leaders, we're all gonna, we have a meeting on Thursday that we're gonna talk about our goals. So after that, I'll do a post, and then so I'll do a post on Thursday and ask you guys to share on Thursday to Saturday. Does that sound good?
Perfect.
Okay.
And dream big, you guys. Fail big. Yeah. It's going to be a great year.
And please don't be offended if I push you a little bit to dream a little bigger. Okay?
Because if she was sitting right there, she'd be like, but why do you want that? And why do you want that? And
it's all out of love.
Why do you want that? So keep asking yourself that when you're setting goals. Like, figure out your goals around your why. Like, why do I want this? Why do I want, like, I know Leslie wants to see her abs is one of her physical goals. Like, okay, Leslie, but why? Why do you want that? Hey, that's okay. I want that too. So, but really just sit there when you're thinking about your goals, wrap your why around it, because that's going to make it so much more, it's going to give you that passion behind it, that drive to really push you for it.
And can I clarify something really quick?
Yeah.
When sometimes when we say, like, we're going to push you to make bigger goals, sometimes people interpret that we want you to, like, work the business harder, and that's not what we mean at all. We want this company to fit into your lifestyle, and some people just want to get their shakes paid for. And some people just want to share what they're doing because it gives them purpose and passion. And that is totally okay. Like, we will never push you guys outside of your comfort zone. So when we say we want to push you to dream big, that's not what we mean. We don't mean like, oh, you have to quit your job and become a Beachbody coach. We just want to know what you want. And so, is it that you want to go on a vacation with your family, or do you want to start taking your family to church, or do you want to start going on more date nights with your husband, or do you want to find more girlfriends, or those kind of things, like really figuring out what you want. So don't be afraid to dream big. Doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to push you to do more. I just want to clarify that. That's not what we mean by that. And sometimes that gets confused.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Okay. So with our year to fail big, we really wanted to put in place, we talked about this a little bit on our end of the year kind of workout team call. So if you missed it or haven't been able to watch the recording, keeping things exciting is super important for our business, for our personal fitness, for the team. And that means changing things up a bit. We evaluated kind of what we did last year, what worked well, and what we want to tweak, make some changes to keep things exciting this year. And so we have come up with like a monthly plan, which I think is going to be really, really good as we are growing, to have a better kind of strategy for our month. That way, kind of like we talked about in the team page today, I think Renee went live, so she's about to go over it again. But where you put people when they sign up. We're doing it a little bit different this year, and that's okay. It's okay that we're doing it different, and it's really exciting because there's going to be some really, really good aspects come from the things that we are going to be incorporating this year. So don't be afraid of change. Change is really, really good. We're changing because what was good last year, we want to be even better this year. So Renee is going to go over our 2018 monthly plan, and what's going to kind of happen each week. That way you guys can know. You don't necessarily have to wait for the calendar to be posted. You will know what's going to be happening each week of every month. There's a couple, anomalies in there depending on how many weeks are in a month. Like January is a little bit different than a typical month because there's 5 Mondays in the month. But I'm going to let her go over that. She's going to talk about our different groups that will be starting. We've got something every Monday. She's going to talk about when our team calls are going to be. And I think that's probably it. So I'm going to hand it over to Renee to kind of clarify those real quick.
All right. I had to move back to my office because the bear has come out of his cave. My husband's been in bed all day with a fever, so I don't want to be anywhere near him, and I'm going to let him deal with the children right now. So Bonnie, I didn't even try it. I need to still do it. He was in bed all day. I have the oils running everywhere. I'll make him put potatoes in his socks tonight. See if it works. I'm like, just don't get me sick. I have to go on a girls trip this weekend. So, okay. So let's talk about the January schedule. Like Haley said, it's going to be pretty much the same every month. So you can guarantee that the first full week of each month, we're going to run a clean week group. And that is going to be, okay, you need to go talk to daddy. I'm on a call. And of course they're already coming in. The first week we'll have that clean week group. And this is for our new people who are, just getting signed up, whether it's with just clean week or even a challenge pack. So that's, a newbie group that we can get them put into. It's going to introduce them to clean eating. It's going to slowly introduce them to the containers. It's going to introduce them to the workouts, whether they're doing clean week or if they're starting with 21 Day Fix or another program. but it's just to get them that community feel. We want to get them plugged into our group and love on them and support them and encourage them no matter, what they're doing. They're all kind of starting somewhere. And so we want to get them plugged into that group and be able to give them more one-on-one attention. This is kind of how we've started in the past, is with our free groups and then with our 30-day groups and starting a new one every month. So we're, focusing more on beginning stuff and how to use the containers and to count them and this and that. And with our big 365 group, some people have kind of gotten lost in the shuffle. And so we just kind of want to get back to focusing on our newer challengers and making sure that we build up their confidence in the programs and the nutrition before we put them in and graduate them into our big group. So that the first week will be Clean Week. Now, like Kaylee said, January is different because we weren't going to start them on New Year's Day. So we're starting our first week next week, the 8th. So those people that are interested in 80 day, but they're not quite ready for it, these are the people you want to put in Clean Week. These are the people who, maybe the $170 challenge pack isn't quite fitting in their budget right now. That's when you introduce Clean Week and say, hey, listen, why don't you give it a week, give it a shot for $30. You still get access to workouts, you get access to a meal plan, and you can see if it's something that would be, worth your money in the future. And then, like I said, we love on them, support them, and show them the amazing tribe that we have. And then it hooks them, because that's what this is all about, is having that support and community. So that's going to be the first week of each month. And then the second week of the month will be our prep week. And so we will have our 30-day group starting the third week of the month, but we'll open it up right after Clean Week, that second week. That way we can add them we have a place to move them to. And they'll, like I said, if they're doing 21 Day Fix, they're going to keep doing their workouts. This is just a good week to kind of really help them continue learning the containers, continue learning the nutrition system, learning what schedule works for them to get their workouts in, and to keep loving on them. So they'll go into the Clean Week group the first week. We'll move them into the 30-day group the second week as our sort of prep week. And then we'll kind of officially start that third week. And we have a 30-day group guide. So kind of like we do for our 365 group, we sign up for days to add value and to check in and things like that. We have an actual guide where we have specific posts that we want to make sure we are posting in there about containers, about the scale, about, drinking their water and all those kinds of things, muscle soreness and things like that. And so we'll have that guide to kind of follow along, so we know what to post when, because we know when we start out the first day, you're sore AF. So the second day, you don't want to work out half the time because you're so sore. And so we want to make sure that we're encouraging them that that's good, that they still, we still want them to push play and keep going. And that, it's just, they got to work through those first couple weeks to get used to building that strength and stamina again. I'm going to look, I see a question real quick. Girl that did post-turkey trim down, wasn't ready during the holidays. Big group, she wants to go all in. Clean Week. With that one, Tressa, I would say if she's ready to go all in now and she's already kind of been introduced to Clean Week, you could go ahead and add her to 365. If you feel like she maybe needs, if you feel like she needs more intro with the containers and stuff, I would wait and add her to the prep group, which wouldn't be this next week, it'd be the week after. And you could even add her to the Clean Week group and just say, this is kind of our intro into the 30-day, and just so you kind of get the hang of it again, just so she's in a group getting support. Can
I add something, Renee?
Yeah.
Okay, so a lot of you guys probably joined us when we were doing the 365 group, and that may be what you know. Whenever I started, we did 30-day groups. And I want you to think about these groups not as a beginner group, Because you're going to have people come to you who have been working out for forever, but they're ready to do something different. Or you may have people who, are postpartum and they're starting back up, or there might be people that they really are beginners. But this group is, I like to think of it more as just an intro group to our community, okay? And somewhere that we can really focus on them their first month as part of our tribe. There are some pieces that I felt ended up going missing in our big group. We had a big introduction day where kind of like we did in our 365 group today, but where we got to introduce ourselves and talk about our goals. We would spend a day talking about goals. We would spend a day talking about whys. We would spend a day really focusing on containers. We would spend a day really focusing on why, like Renee said, why you're sore. Or, why the scale isn't moving. And, when you hit that second week and you're like, things aren't happening. But they're all doing it together rather than feeling like, oh, all these people have been with each other for so long and I'm just starting. I'm not going to ask this question. Like, we want to give them a really safe place to start this journey. And so, like I said, rather than thinking of it like a beginner group, just think of it as an introduction to our community. And so anybody that I'm signing up right now that is not with 80-Day Obsession, I'm putting them in Clean Week. We're going to go through a week of Clean Week. They're going to do those workouts with us, and then we'll start their workout, with the 30-day group. So just to kind of make sure your mindset's in the right place, like not feeling like this is just for people who have never worked out before or things like that, but just let's wrap our arms around them really tightly this first month while they're, joining our tribe. So, sorry, I just kind of wanted to reiterate that.
No, I'm glad that you jumped in. Yeah. So it is, again, it's building that community and giving them a safe place to build their confidence and to show them kind of what the group setting is about before we kind of just have them in the bigger group. So we'll have that. And then after they graduate from the 30-day group, which will be around, if we're starting the third week of the month, it'll be around mid-month for the next month when they'll graduate. And that is when we will graduate them to our 365 group. And what we'll probably do is just kind of rotate. Someone can maybe sign up to do a big collage, kind of like, Haley did for our new group photo, which is awesome, by the way. Totally love that. But kind of a collage like that of all their selfies. You just go to their Facebook profile, tap down, hold on to it, and save their photo. And then, or we can even do a post in our 30-day group and and have them say, hey, we need your selfie so we can introduce you and graduate you to our big group. And then we'll do a big post on it in a 365, like saying, please welcome all our, January graduates. We're so excited that they have made it through their first 30 days and that they rock their programs and they're ready to continue going all in with us. And, please give them a huge welcome or something like that to really welcome them to our tribe of our bigger group. And so they feel, again, comfortable, they feel loved, they feel supported, and things like that. And then we will also be having our team calls the second and fourth Tuesday. No, is it the first and third? First and third. Okay. The first and third Tuesday of every month. Again, this month is a little bit different. That's why I was thinking it was second and fourth. So this month is going to be a little bit different. For February, it will be the 9th and 23rd for our team calls. And then we also talked about doing kind of another weekend team workout / call. We're going to try to do those once a month. And we were thinking we're going to try to do those the first Saturday of the month, right, Haley? Yeah. So put February 3rd, 8 a.m. Pacific on your calendar for the next team workout team call?
Yeah, so what we're going to be doing on those Saturday morning calls, first of all, I thought it was so much fun to end our year like that. But something else we wanted to really incorporate was getting everybody involved and helping us plan our 30-day groups. So that's what that call is going to be about. We are going to sweat together, and then we are going to have a roundtable discussion about what went really great the last 30-day group, what didn't go so great. Maybe somebody has an amazing challenge idea. Maybe somebody has a great group name. Maybe somebody wants to come up with a cover photo. But we really want to get everybody involved with helping us decide what's going to take place in the next 30-day group. So that's kind of what's going to be happening the first Saturday morning of the month.
And we talked about, too, trying to come up with a day that we could do for challenge group workout, too. Because we want, to invite our challengers to work out together, too, and see how fun that is. I mean, I know like a couple of the girls have done that in the past, like, hey, I'm going to work out at this time if you want to hop on live with me. Like, it's so fun. And it kind of gives our challengers a sneak peek into coaching. Like, we can talk to them about like, oh my gosh, this is how we do our like coaching calls, and it's so fun, and stuff like that. So it's just kind of fun for them to get a little sneak peek of it. Will there be a calendar for all the different groups and events? So we will try to make sure that we get the calendar up with the different group dates and things like that. But for the most part, like I said, you can guarantee we're going to have a clean week the first week, prep week the second week, and 30-day group will start the third week for every month of the year. And if it's going to be different, we will let you know. That way you know which one to invite to. And so that's kind of the schedule for the year for each of our groups, the clean week. And of course, you guys are always welcome to run your own group. You're welcome to do a free group, if you want to do a free group every couple months or whatever. Like, you guys, like Leslie said, you can do this however you want to. This is just what we have found works best is running groups as a team, or at least with several other coaches, because you get so much more engagement in your groups. I've done it every which way from Sunday, and by myself, I'm pretty much the only one posting if it's a free group. So it's nice to have that support from our team of, because your challengers don't know who are coaches. So if they see other people posting, they're more than likely going to post as well and engage in your posts. So it's definitely going to be very helpful. Yes, so the sneak peeks are sort of your sneak peek into coaching. And this is big and scary for a lot of people. I know it's still scary for me sometimes, like inviting people to the coaching opportunity. But this sneak peek is such a huge opportunity to show them what coaching is about, and to show them that it's not this crazy pyramid scheme. It's not, this crazy scheme to just make tons of money and this and that. Like, it's to show them why we coach. Like, of course there's an income opportunity, but there's so many other opportunities with coaching, and, so much positivity and everything that it brings to our lives that we want to share that with them. So the sneak peek is every fourth Monday of each month. And so what it is they have like a schedule of coaches who kind of post about like how to earn as a coach. What is a coach? What do they do? Is it a pyramid scheme? Kind of like getting rid of that myth. And so different things about coaching, and they each go live in that page, and it's a group. So when you invite to that opportunity, I'll give you an example of a girl I invited a couple weeks ago. She has been going to a local gym, and she's been literally posting on her IG stories every single day that she goes to the gym. She's posting it on her IG stories. And she, on one of those posts, had said, getting Hawaii ready. Well, I am going to Hawaii in a couple weeks. So I private messaged her on IG stories, and I was like, hey girl, I just have to tell you how inspiring your posts are. I think it's amazing that you're working so hard on your health and fitness. And I said, I'm actually going to Hawaii too. When are you going? And we got this conversation going. Or actually, I always like get the conversations wrong. I don't even think I brought up health and fitness. I think I just brought up Hawaii first. And I said, I'm going to Hawaii. When are you going? And then we started talking about Hawaii. Turns out we're going to the same island, the same time. And then that's when I brought up the fact that she is super inspiring and motivating. And I love that she posts every day. And then she was like, oh my gosh, really? She's like, I love following you and you're super inspiring. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're so sweet. And I was like, have you ever considered coaching? And I'm like getting hot and sweaty just thinking about that question, because it's scary to ask somebody if they've considered coaching, you know. But she was like, oh my gosh, I totally have. I really have thought about doing it. And I was like, would it be okay if I added you to the sneak peek group and you can get an idea of, you know, whether coaching is for you or not? And she's like, oh my gosh, yes. And so that's kind of how you know, nonchalantly invite. You start a conversation that might not necessarily be about health and fitness, and you build that relationship. And it's the same thing with inviting to your challenge groups. You build that relationship first. You know, follow their IG stories or follow their page and go see if there's something you have in common and ask them about it. There's another girl who, everybody's in Hawaii right now. She was in Hawaii too. And she had this adorable bikini on. And I was like, oh my gosh, where'd you get your bikini? It's freaking adorable. And we started a conversation. And we haven't talked about health and fitness still, but I guarantee that she's probably still watching me and seeing what I'm doing. So just starting that conversation, knowing that, you know, hey, I kind of know this girl, like we're IG friends or we're Facebook friends. And, you know, I've kind of talked to her a couple times, and then they feel comfortable when they're ready to finally come to you. And so, anyways, totally got off on a tangent there, but
those are great examples though. But we wanted to make sure to give you a place to invite these people to, because inviting to the coaching opportunity, like Renee said, is kind of one of those more intimidating things, especially when you're like, I don't have, like, okay, she said she wants more information. Like, what information do I give her? Well, this is kind of why we wanted to do this. And what's going to happen is we've been joining in with our big upline Team Courage to do sneak peeks last year. And they were doing them like every Monday, and then they went down to every other Monday. And now I think Summer is also doing it the last Monday of every month. So the plan is to do every other. So like this month, I think we might join in with Team Courage. And then next month, we're going to do an On Fire Empire one, which means you guys get to help us out and share your stories. And it is not scary, Bonnie. I see you making face. But it's really exciting because you guys, we're inviting these people to be part of our team. We want them to see us and to hear our stories, right? I want them to see the faces that they are going to be seeing every single day. And it's going to be a great opportunity for you guys to start sharing your story. But if you aren't ready for that, that's okay. We still have a place for you to put your people, get them in front of us, and we will share with them the opportunity. You just have to do the work behind the scenes to follow up with them. All right. So that was kind of a rundown of the month. So we've got our challenge groups. We've got our sneak peek. We have like our roundtable fun workout on a Saturday morning. And our team calls the first and third Tuesday of every month. So one of the reasons that we did this is because we wanted to really give you a way to strategize, is that a word? Your social media. Because so many times it's like, I don't know what to post about. Well, what am I even inviting to? What should I be talking about? And so Logan's going to go into, give us a little bit of detail, some tips on how to use our new 2018 monthly group schedule to really maximize our social media and kind of what your marketing plan should look like, what you should be talking about, and thinking about deadlines and things like that. So I'm going to pass it over to Logan, who I think has sweet Lucy, or not Lucy, Lily.
Sorry,
nursing.
can you vamp for like 2 more seconds while I get
her for sure. So I will start.
She's ready to eat right
now.
now.
I totally understand. So one thing that we talked about with creating this monthly schedule is now we have a place to create a sense of urgency. Are you ready, Logan? Okay. I thought you gave me the look, but I wasn't sure. So now I'm going to hand it over to Logan.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Okay. She is a really loud eater and starts gulping and stuff. So if she starts like drowning me out, then like wave at me so that I can adjust things. But so I'm actually going to screen share really quick because I got the January calendar for the team made up today. I don't have it posted yet though. So I'm going to share my screen so that you guys can see what it looks like. And like Haley said, the purpose of this is using this calendar to direct how you are going to basically schedule your social media posts throughout the month. So there's no, because I know that a stumbling block that a lot of us run into frequently is knowing what to post and when to post and when to put out call to action posts. And so last February, I got to go to the New Leader Conference in LA. Haley had been the year before. Leslie is getting ready to go this year. So I'm super excited to hear everything that she brings back to the team. But one of the biggest takeaways that I had from the New Leader Conference came from none other than Melanie Mitro, who most of you should probably recognize. She's been the top Beachbody coach for she's been the top Beachbody coach for 3 years. We're probably going to hear that she's been, have they announced any of the elite coaches yet? Not yet. We're probably going to be hearing though that she's been the top coach again for the 4th year in a row. But her presentation was about her marketing strategy. And I basically came away from it like, if this is working for Melanie Mitro, then who am I to second guess or, think that it's not going to work for me? And so I started implementing it throughout the year. And oh my gosh, you guys, it saved my behind, especially when everything went so crazy in my pregnancy with her, being sick for so many months and then on bed rest for so many months. I was still able to have a sense of control over my social media and what I was posting and what I was inviting people to because of setting up a marketing plan every month. So I am going to share my screen so that can you guys see the calendar here? Okay. So I was kind of pulling some of the things that Summer has included is going to be happening in Team Courage as well. She's going to be kicking off a new coach training the first Monday of every month, and then the second Monday of every month, they're actually going to do a Team Courage challenge group sneak peek. So they're basically going to run it the same way that they run a coaching sneak peek, but it's going to be for potential challengers that want to kind of get a feel for what a challenge group is going to be like. So that's going to be on the second Monday. And then the fourth Monday is going to be the coaching sneak peeks that we will interchange with our own On Fire Empire team and the Team Courage team. So like Renee said, we are having our Clean Week, our January Jumpstart group that starts the 8th. And then the next week, our New Year No Fear Prep Week begins. And then so the New Year No Fear is the name of our January 30-day group. And that is officially going to kick off on the 22nd. So the thing that you guys want to pay attention to when you come to look at the calendar, and since we, have a plan for when these groups are going to be every single month, you guys you don't have to wait for the calendar to get posted. You're going to know when these groups are going to be, and basically look at the start date, and you are going to want to start talking about these groups 7 to 10 days at least ahead of time. I would say start talking about them like 2 weeks to 10 days. So that way you have time to get people ordered. They can get their kits in time. You want to If you have a like page, you want to create an event about that group that is going to be running. If you don't have a like page, still be talking about it on your social media, because I mean, that's a lot of my clients come from Instagram, and you can't really create events and stuff like that on Instagram, but talking about it in your Instagram stories and in your feed is a really big thing. And now you're allowed to archive stories, so they can when someone goes to your Instagram, like you can have a whole like little clump of a story right there at the top of your Instagram page, and say you make this great like 7 to 10 slide call to action about New Year, no fear, and you don't want it to just go away in 24 hours, you can like clump that whole little story now and put it like right on your profile. So when people come to your profile, they can click on that and watch your whole story, and it'll stay on there until you take it off, which is a cool new feature. But basically, the thing that I want you guys to think about is you are going to use this calendar to take control of your social media and your calendar, so you know what you are going to be posting about, you know what you are going to be sharing about during the weeks that I am, say I'm going to be advertising for a coach sneak peek. I will be putting up at least one post a day, not necessarily a call to action every single day, but what we call a jab. Little jabs every day leading up to your right hook, which is your call to action. So posts about, I had a post the other day about, getting to, only being 2 weeks postpartum, but getting to lay on my couch and snuggle my baby on my chest and plug into my groups and my team, and just how fulfilling it is for me. I'm not talking about like the income or anything like that. There are so many aspects of coaching that you can share about that are going to impact people in different ways. So talking about the community, talking about the flexibility, how you're able to work this business from your phone, when you're on vacation, or you can, take it wherever with you, how you can do it with your kids running around being crazy at your feet, or we're talking about the financial benefits that it's giving to you. I've paid off my student loans. It started off as extra money for diapers and groceries, and then it paid for preschool. And, so each of those things are little posts that you can be, breadcrumbing in your social media leading up to about a week, before the sneak peek, and you can do your first big like call to action to find out who would be interested in joining the sneak peek group. So this is what we want you to use the calendar for, setting up your marketing plan so that like 7 to 10 days before these groups are going to start, that you're going to start breadcrumbing, and then inviting with the call to action for each of these groups, because it's going to give more of a sense of urgency, having an actual start date and a deadline. And it's just going to kind of take the guesswork out of what you should be posting about and what you should be inviting to. I'm closing out so I can see the chat and see if there's any. So Instagram stories, there are like amazing YouTube videos that are tutorials on how to use Instagram and how to use Instagram stories specifically for Beachbody coaches that have been, created by coaches that have been really successful with Instagram. And that is how I have learned like anything. And literally all you do is go to YouTube and type in Instagram stories for Beachbody coaches, and you're going to get all kinds of videos. Now, yeah, Andrea Crowder's video is awesome. Now, here's the thing with videos, because I love YouTube. I learn a lot from watching videos, but I limit myself to like one a day. while I'm getting ready, while I'm doing my makeup. I have it playing as like background when I'm driving to go pick up Lucy from preschool, like one a day. Otherwise, I could sit there and watch video after video after video after video and learn and absorb and take absolutely no action. Because if you don't take what you learn from the videos and actually start making Instagram stories or actually start talking to people or actually start inviting people, it's not going to go anywhere. It's just going to stay up here. So that's the big thing. Like Leslie and Haley talked about, you know, we are failing big this year, which is going to require action. And, you know, it's really the start that stops most people, because if you don't, you know, if you have not read the 5-second rule yet, make that your next personal development book. Absolutely, 100%. And if you are bringing in new coaches to the team, make sure that they read the 5-second rule as one of their very first books, because it's a game changer, not just for this business, but for life in general. Sorry, my pigtail's like tickling you in the face and totally bothering you. I did not notice that. She's like growling at me. The 5-second rule is by Mel Robbins. And I'm pretty sure that you can get it like on Audible and listen to it audio, or you can like buy it or download it on your Kindle. And where was I going? The mom brain, postpartum brain is like so real. But yeah, you have to take action. Because in order to fail big, in order to, you know, we can set these big scary goals, but if we don't take action to actually start moving towards them, then nothing's really going to come of it. And, you know, when people ask me how I saw success so quickly in the business, I tell them it's just because I started and I didn't stop. Like, I doubted myself. And, you know, I totally had my moments of weakness where I wondered if this was for me. Heck, just this year when I was crippled with hyperemesis with her and not even able to get out of bed because of nausea, I had days where I would think to myself, like, God, this would be so much easier if all I had to do was like sell mascara. Like, how the heck am I supposed to inspire people to start a health and fitness journey when I can't even like get my feet on the floor or keep water down or anything? Like how? And it just kept coming back to me that, you know, I didn't join this to join a business just to sell something. I joined this team and this coaching opportunity and this business because it changed my life. Before any of the financial success or anything came into play, this program and this team and this company changed my life and made me a better person and a better wife and a better mom for my family. And like Haley said, like, this business is not easy. It's simple. The things that we have to do to be successful are simple, but they're not necessarily easy because it requires vulnerability and it requires putting ourselves into a really uncomfortable place. But that's because it's meaningful. It means something. We change lives starting with our own. And that's why we are all here together on this call. Like, you're not here by accident. You're not on this team by accident. So just know, like, we all have our bad days. We all have our days where we doubt ourselves. You know, Leslie doubted that she could get her husband to Diamond in 2 weeks. And I told her to stop doubting herself and go get to work. And she did. And she did it. And she crushed an insane goal in a really short amount of time. And all of you are capable of doing the exact same thing. It just requires action and believing in yourself. push the belief button, because if I can do this and all those other successful coaches out there can do this, you guys can do this too. Anybody have any questions or any other? Haley, have any closing thoughts for us?
I was just going to reiterate, you know, I was talking to somebody the other day about setting goals, and you know, they're wanting to play it safe because, you know, we want them to be attainable, and which, yes, like you guys, I want people to succeed and I want them to have the wins. But at the same time, like, you have to set big goals, and dream big, but you also have to act big, right? Like, you have to take massive action. You can't just even if it was a small goal and you sit there and don't take any action, you're not going to get there, right? So if we're setting big goals and we're planning to fail big, you guys, we have to take action, whether that's taking action, pressing play every day on your health and fitness journey, taking action by going grocery shopping and meal prepping instead of sitting on a Tuesday night and being like, well, crap, what are we going to do for dinner? I maybe did that tonight. But, you know, taking massive action in your business, meaning if you truly want to reach these business goals, you've got to treat it like a business. And sometimes that means, you know, getting up a little bit earlier and talking to some people. Sometimes, and that's going to mean talking to people that tell you no, and talking to people that are going to put self-doubt in what you're doing. But as long as you continuously and consistently plug into whatever it is, whatever those goals are every day, and take action every single day, you're going to get there. And even if you don't hit the big scary goal, you're going to land somewhere that's pretty awesome too, because you've taken action to move yourself forward. So I hope you guys
Haley, can I say something real quick?
Yeah, for sure.
Jeff did talk about that too, about what you're willing to sacrifice, you know, and I think about that, you know, we say that to our challengers all the time, because a lot of times people will say like, well, I like my sleep, or I like my alcohol, or I like my junk food, or I like my, you know what I mean? And it's like, you can't like make them want it, you know what I mean? And so the same goes for like our business goals, right? Like sometimes you have to sacrifice some things, like you said, and you might have to sacrifice a half an hour of sleep to like work your business, or sacrifice your TV time to work your business, or sacrifice, you know, nap time, like whatever you do during nap time to like work your business or whatever. You know, a lot of this, like you said, this is designed to be a part-time gig for most people. So like you can squeeze this in like an hour a day, you know, so what can you sacrifice to make, you know, this so that you can reach those big scary goals, you know? And most of the time those sacrifices aren't really huge things, but sometimes we just hold on to those things like they're so sacred, and they're really not. And so that we can have really big goals in the future, like, you know. And I think about that and I'm like, guys, I paid off my car this year, like, because I sacrificed by getting up earlier, or, you know what I mean? Like, if I would have known, I mean, if I would have put that together at the time, like, oh, if you get up an hour earlier and work your business, you're going to pay off your car this year. I mean, that would have made much more, I mean, that would have made sense in my head, but at the time, you know what I mean? It didn't like click. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, what could you sacrifice to work your business, you know? And I don't know. It made, you guys need to listen to the call, because obviously, like, we work for a company that for most of us, this company, it matches our values, you know, and that's why we're so lucky to work for a company that aligns with our values. and everything that they roll out, matches our values. And so they're never going to roll out something that goes against those values. They want us to have healthier, happier, more fulfilling lives. How awesome is that? So just the way that he looked over 2017 and how grateful he was about how far we've come. And I just feel the same way about our team. Look at how many people are here, 26 people on this call. We're because of all of you. So I don't know. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love it. And this could be a whole nother call, talking about managing your time and whatnot. But, just going all in doesn't mean all day. And we say that all the time. And I still firmly believe that. And so if you ever feel like you're going all day and you're spinning your wheels and things are not moving forward, please reach out to somebody and ask for help, because there's probably an area that you're just spending too much time doing things that aren't productive. And so, because I know I've been in that situation where I feel like I've spent so much time and things aren't moving forward, and someone helped me through that time. And so please reach out before you just give up. Okay. Because the only way you can fail in this business, the only way you can fail in your health and fitness journey, the only way you can fail in your marriage or with your kids, whatever, is by giving up, by quitting. Okay. So let's fail big this year, you guys. And let's go out there and rock 2018. I'm pretty pumped. Thank you guys so much for spending a lot of time this evening with us. I really appreciate it. I love seeing your faces. Yes, Bonnie, I love your smile. I love it. She's pumped. But really, thank you so much for taking time from your families and spending time with us this evening to prepare for an amazing 2018. I hope you guys take some serious time to work on your goals. And I can't wait to hear what they are and just how we can all work together to help each other get to the ones that we want to, where we want to be. So, all right, guys, you guys have a fantastic Tuesday evening. We'll see you guys on the page and in the challenge group. Bye, y'all.